A remote control vehicle is defined as any vehicle that is remotely controlled by a means that does not restrict its motion with an origin external to the device. This is often a radio control device, cable between control and vehicle, or an infrared controller. A remote control vehicle or RCV differs from a robot in that the RCV is always controlled by a human and takes no positive action autonomously. Applications: scientific. Remote control vehicles have various scientific uses including hazardous environments, working in the deep ocean, and space exploration. RCV is used by police to detect bombs, or some chemicals, etc. It detects chemicals or whatever with its high-power sensors. The majority of the probes to the other planets in our solar system have been remote control vehicles, although some of the more recent ones were partially autonomous. The sophistication of these devices has fueled greater debate on the need for manned spaceflight and exploration. The Voyager I spacecraft is the first craft of any kind to leave the solar system. The Martian explorers Spirit and Opportunity have provided continuous data about the surface of Mars since January 3, 2004. JASON is the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution's deep water explorer and can withstand depths of up to 6,500 feet. The Scorpio ROV is a British submersible that rescued the crew of the Russian AS-28 on August 7, 2005. Military and law enforcement. Military usage of remotely controlled military vehicles dates back to the first half of 20th century. John Hayes Hammond, Jr., invented and patented methods for wireless control of ships starting in 1910. Soviet Red Army used remotely controlled teletanks during the 1930s in the Winter War and early stage of World War II. There were also remotely controlled cutters and experimental remotely controlled planes in the Red Army. Remote control vehicles are used in law enforcement and military engagements for some of the same reasons. The exposure to hazards are mitigated to the person who operates the vehicle from a location of relative safety. Remote-controlled vehicles are used by many police department bomb squads to defuse or detonate explosives. Sea Dragon Runner, military robot. Unmanned aerial vehicles have undergone a dramatic evolution in capability in the past decade. Early UAVs were capable of reconnaissance missions alone and then only with a limited range. Current UAVs can hover around possible targets until they are positively identified before releasing their payload of weaponry. Backpack-sized UAVs will provide ground troops with over-the-horizon surveillance capabilities. Recreation and hobby, see radio-controlled model. Small-scale remote-control vehicles have long been popular among hobbyists. These remote-controlled vehicles span a wide range in terms of price and sophistication. There are many types of radio-controlled vehicles. These include on-road cars, off-road trucks, boats, airplanes, and even helicopters. The robots now popular in television shows such as Robot Wars, are a recent extension of this hobby. Radio-controlled submarines also exist. Recently, Sony Ericsson released a remote control car that could be controlled by any Bluetooth cell phone. Radio is the most popular because it does not require the vehicle to be limited by the length of the cable or in a direct line of sight with a controller. These also include remote-controlled helicopters, see also, radio-controlled aircraft, remote-controlled animal, remotely operated underwater vehicle, unmanned aerial vehicle, unmanned ground vehicle.